I don't mean to judge them just on the box, but let me judge them on the box. That was too difficult. Look, it came out all raggedy. Happy birthday, everybody, and welcome to Cerealsly, where we take cereals seriously. My name is Alex, and when I was in high school, my best friend Tony was inspired by a prank he saw in the 1993 movie Grumpy Old Men, and he hid a Philly cheesesteak sandwich deep under the driver's seat of my family's car. I was actually driving when he stuffed it in there. I noticed him. I was looking in the rearview mirror and noticed him rustling around after a stop at a gas station, and I said, what are you doing back there? And he said, nothing. Well, from that nothing point on, it started smelling worse and worse in the car. My brother was supposed to use it to take his date to prom that year, but he couldn't because of the stank. We had a contentious family meeting about it one night, and Tony was there as my guest, and there we hashed out what we should do about the smell because we couldn't figure out where it was coming from, and it was ruining our lives. With Tony sitting right there, it was decided that my dad would take the car to be professionally detailed at an enormous cost. Thankfully, when he got it to the shop, before the guy charged him a couple $100, one of the workers reached deep into the seat and pulled out a rotting sandwich. Tony had almost ruined our family and cost us hundreds of dollars, but he was never repentant. He's always been so proud of that prank, and I cannot blame the guy. We officially named the car Stinky after the prank, and I drove Stinky for many long years of a healthy life after that. Listen, if your friend has ever pulled a rude but wonderful prank on your entire family, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. Today on Cerealsly, we're finally jumping back into normal cereal reviews. With a week off of eating cereal to close out 2023 with a year in review, then another week away from normal cereals by eating cereals that I invented as a prediction for 2024 last week, it is finally time to get back to the nitty-gritty and eat something regular. Gosh darn it. Thankfully, the cereal world is entering 2024 swinging and has a brand new contender entering the ring, MishMash Cereals, from the guys from the YouTube channel Good Mythical Morning. If you don't know about these guys, Rhett and Link are their names, and you should check out their YouTube channel, Good Mythical Morning. It's easy to find, and you will most likely love it. Rhett and Link are what so many YouTubers, myself included, really want to be. Good, but then also successful. They are funny and seem thoughtful, have a great dynamic, and generally are a positive experience for everyone involved. Of course, I'm envious of them, but not in a bad way. For sure, if Rhett or Link suddenly disappeared, and the only way to console the other guy was to join his YouTube channel and make an even more dynamic duo that takes the internet by storm, sure, that wouldn't be so bad. I'd be willing to help out. But for now, I'll just be glad for their success because it's led them to do fun and creative things like this new endeavor, making their own cereal brand. The theme of their brand is cereal nostalgia with an unexpected twist. In their marketing, they pine for the olden days when cereals had cartoon mascots and were sugary sweet and kids loved them. You know, the olden days, like right now, where that's totally still happening. Any of you who watches Cerealsly will know that there are still plenty of mascots and plenty of sugary fun cereals happening out there. Now still, I want Rhett and Link to jump into this world and bring their trademark zing to it, even if I think their premise is a little contrived. My biggest fear, honestly, when I heard about this idea was that we'd have another Snoop cereal on our hands. If you haven't, I'd love for you to watch our episode from last year about Snoop Dogg's new line of cereals, Snoop Cereals. The problem in that case wasn't that Snoop couldn't have done something awesome. The problem is he didn't. The one good thing Snoop Dogg did was partner with Post, or rather Malto-Meal, which Post owns, because they know cereals. But he didn't do anything else. Instead, Post just let him rebrand some of their Malto-Meal cereals with dog names and mascots. So they took Tutti Fruttis with marshmallows and just put a dog on it and called it Snoop Cereal. It was a huge embarrassment and an incredible waste of opportunity. I was appalled, and I'm sure you care just as much about this stuff. Thank the maker, then, that doesn't seem like what Rhett and Link did here. Instead, they have invented two genuinely new-sounding cereals for us to explore together today. All right, let me show you the cereal that we have got for today. The first cereal from MishMash is this one, Sweet Mac and Mellow cereal. They've got their mascot right here, looking proud. The gimmick here, I think, is that it's supposed to be weird that this cereal looks like a pasta shape, like macaroni and cheese. But it says on it that it's just puffed corn cereal with marshmallows. It doesn't say anything about an actual flavor. How confusing. Are they like fruity? Do they taste like mac and cheese? Actually, it's more likely that they're just puffed corn, like, say, Kix would be. I'm intrigued. The back of the box has a game. Supposedly, if you take the box apart, you can make this shuffleboard game. That sounds pretty cool. All right, here is the second one, peanut butter and honey sandwich. Now, that is a new flavor. I am much more intrigued by this flavor idea than this one's shape alone conceit. Again, their mascot is on this. This one really reminds me of, remember in Roger Rabbit when the bad guy weasels would die and they would float up in the air with their wings? Doesn't this guy look like one of those dead weasels? I mean that as a good thing. I think the Good Mythical Morning guys have said on their show that they're big fans of peanut butter and honey sandwiches. So this fits not only the, hey, let's make a fun cereal theme, but I think it's also on brand for their bigger show world. Plus, I'm also a fan of peanut butter and honey sandwiches. I think it's a great choice to make this for the kids market too, because I suspect that peanut butter and honey sandwiches are one of the first things kids learn how to make on their own. So they have a connection here already. Great start. But remember, these cereals are new. So they're going to need more than just a good start. They're going to need to sell boxes of cereal, and that's hard to do. All signs point to this being a small manufacturer that helped them, which means this is a gamble. They have an uphill battle if they want to break into the actual cereal market. Do they want to do that? I don't know. Do you think that they really want to go that far to break in, or is this just a fun idea to throw out into the wild just for kicks? Will the fact that we like or dislike actually eating these cereals signal their success, or is the fact that we're eating this cereal at all mean that they're already a success? Friends, it's time to eat some cereal. All right, I've got everything ready. I've got my bowls, I got my spoon, I got my milk, and of course, we've got this brand new cereal, so let's give it a try. Let's start in the same order that I introduced them. Let's start with Sweet Mac and Mellow from MishMash. It's hard to, the top of their boxes is different. You saw me go for the normal, but that's not how you open them. They instead have like a full, it's not half and half, it's like a full, wow. I don't mean to judge them just on the box, but let me judge them on the box. That was too difficult. Look, it came out all raggedy. Look at this. It's not even as big as the box. This is a pretty small amount of cereal. I think these are $10 each. Let's pour it in and see what it looks like dry. They definitely have a fun shape. They're long macaroni pieces, which seems fun. Very unique. No other cereal shape like this out there on the market. I can just imagine the protrusion machine that's pushing the dough out and then slicing it to make these really nice curves in the macaroni pieces, just like a pasta extruder would. Maybe that's the word, extruding, not protruding. Well, let's give some of this a try dry. Let's try to get at least 2 marshmallows and one of these macaroni bits and see what they taste like. Doesn't taste like anything at all. What are these things made out of? It says that they are made out of corn. It's corn cereal. So what else is made out of corn? Cap'n Crunch is made out of corn. This is not at a Cap'n Crunch level. Let me try one more of these pieces to see what the flavor is. Boy, underwhelming in every regard. I thought their number one thing was going to be that it was very sweet, like the cereal they remember from when they were kids. Actually, it specifically says back of the box was kind of sweet, just like the cereal. So they're promising that it would be kinda sweet. This is not even kinda sweet. It's less than kinda. What's less than kinda? A bit sweet? Let's pour milk on it. Maybe if we capitalize on the marshmallows, I think I've got a good amount of both. Let's try this with milk. MishMash cereal. What's it called again? Sweet Mac and Mellow. Well, the key is those marshmallows. They need quadruple the marshmallows. I'm going to go for a ton of marshmallows. It has a pretty not great aftertaste, the macaroni pieces. There are a lot of marshmallows in here. Cereals sometimes have marshmallows, and that's a very good thing. This one requires it, or else it would just be terrible. Never mind, I take that back. There's tons of cereals like that. Lucky Charms, I wouldn't want to just eat the cereal bits, although those cereal bits are way better than this cereal bit. One last bite. I just think they undershot it with the sugary spray. The marshmallows are fighting to do their part, but it's not enough. I'm hoping that this is small batch enough that they can tweak it. I'm into the fun new shape part. That's really good to innovate in that space. They didn't even have to go this big. They could have gone half this length of a macaroni piece, but they really went for it. Some of these are like full half circles. I'm purposely talking a while because I am interested to see what happens with the sogginess. These things do have an airiness, a puffiness to them, and so I'm wondering if they're gonna lose their shape. Maybe they'll straighten out. Maybe they'll just become mush. Let's give it a try now and see what's happened. It's holding up great. No problems in that regard. All right, let's set it aside and try the other one. Look at this guy, has his honey right there. It's dripping that much. How much honey this guy's putting on. That's good, because he needs to tell his friend making this one, maybe it's the same guy, to up the sweetness on this other one. Again, the funky box where the top goes all the way across, really hard. Less glue on the top, more flavor in the cereal. If it's possible, this bag seems even smaller. Again, it is too small for the box. They have like a bonk game on the back here. That's kind of cool. Boy, it smells like peanut butter right as I open the bag, so that's good. Let's pour this stuff out. Yeah, this looks great. This looks like bread. Let's try it dry. See if we can get some peanut butter and honey right off the bat here. Very strong peanut, but you know what's interesting? It's very peanut rather than peanut butter. Like, you know the difference between like a Jif or a Skippy and then like the adult kind of peanut butter where it's like just ground up peanuts and sometimes it has the oil on top. You have to stir it and that's really annoying. This tastes like the latter. This tastes like the adult peanut butter. It does have honey, but the peanut taste is the strongest. Jeez Louise, this has triple the flavor of this other one that was pretty lame. This is snackable. Let's put some milk on this and see what that does to it. The milk actually took some of the honey flavor away, which is really unfortunate. Double the honey, guys. Rhett and Link, pour more honey on it. It needs more honey. One more bite. Super fun and crunchy. Held up really well in the milk. I just think it needs more sweetness. Boy, that's the last thing I thought I was going to complain about with these two cereals. These guys are people who take things to a next level, and in this it's like subtle. Rhett and Link are not known for being subtle in their YouTube presentation, but of these two cereals, this one is definitely the best. Did I give the other one rating? Let's talk ratings here. I would give this Sweet Mac and Mellow a 2. I'm trying to be generous because this is their first outing here. The pieces are fantastic shapes. That's about it. The marshmallows separately are very normal. They bring enough to it, but you would need lots more of them to cover up the fact that the cereal is very uninteresting in flavor. This one's an upgrade. I really like the toast shape. I like the flavor more. It was better dry. It tasted more like a peanut butter and honey sandwich dry than it did with milk, and that's because of the honey that gets washed away in the milk. So I would give this one a 3.5. That's not a bad start to the year to have a 3.5. Good job, MishMash. Boy, I hope that we know that this is better than the Snoop cereals that were not good. These guys are better than Snoop Dogg. These guys have done something more successful in the cereal world already than Snoop Dogg did. I'm actually curious, before we go, I've had these sitting out for a while. I wonder what it does to the milk itself. I'm gonna try the milk of both of these and see what it does, because everybody likes a good cereal milk. Blech. This didn't do the milk any favors. The milk just tastes like it had corn lying around in it. But this one, remember I said that it washed off some of the honey flavor from the cereal. Maybe that's in the milk now, and maybe the milk will be where it's at. Let's try that. Oh, yum. That's a unique cereal milk flavor. Still has a peanutty taste to it. That's cool. This one's a winner. In fact, I'm gonna upgrade my rating. I'm gonna call this one a 4. The year just started off even better than we thought. Thanks to Rhett and Link at Good Mythical Morning and their MishMash cereal. Keep it up, guys. This was a really, really fun thing to try. Well, friends, we have done it all. We talked, we ate, we experienced together what pure envy of another person's success tastes like in cereal form. And now it's enough. Remember, we gave these cereals a 2 and then a 3.5 that I upgraded to a 4 because of the awesome new cereal milk it brings to the table. If you want to try today's cereals for yourself, they're only available online right now. So head over to the link in the description to order yours. And listen, if you haven't yet, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with what cereal we should look at together in a future episode. Until then, never be soggy, my friends. Bye-bye.